Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing some breakfast freezer meals. I have not done any like batch freezer breakfast cooking and you'll hear lots of background noises. Be quiet please while mommy's talking. In this new house yet. I'm gonna do that today and I kind of got started later than I wanted to and I do have a deadline. I have to be leaving the house just after noon today, so I don't have a lot of time, but I do really want to make 3 recipes at least. I'm sure 3 is all I'll get to, but I want to make some waffles. We really like having waffles in the freezer. And then I have 2 different muffin recipes I want to make. So I have quite a few ripe bananas there. I want to make some banana chocolate chip muffins. I'll do a double batch of that. And I want to make some oatmeal raisin muffins and I'll do a double batch of that as well. Put all those into the freezer. So without further ado, let's get started. You will hear some background noise. You will see some kids running around in the background. I've got all 5 of the kids home. They'll be working around me, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my waffle batter is all ready. My griddle is on, it's hot. I'm gonna start frying up these, is that what you call it? Frying up, I guess so. Cooking up some waffles. I did a quadruple batch of my very easy waffle recipe. I'll share with you guys. Anyways, so I'm gonna start cooking those while I start working on the muffins at the same time. We'll see how my multitasking goes, if I can be on top of it, making sure I don't let the waffles burn. And I'll get started on making, what should I do first? Charity's over here washing the dishes. I think I will do the banana ones first because in case I don't get 2 recipes done, I do want to use up some of those ripe bananas.
When I make waffles, I usually use about a cup of batter and just put that all over the griddle. I find if I do more than that, then it's likely to spill over the edge and overflow. And so when I do it this way, it does make smaller waffles. Some of them aren't full size, but I'm okay with that. So I am going to get all my bananas ready and mash them up. I use a potato masher to get them all pureed, and then you'll see I'm kind of running back and forth doing waffles too. I was pretty pleased with how I did on my multitasking.
As for my multitasking, oh my word. Okay, so I quadrupled my recipe for waffles. I only wanted to double my recipe for the banana muffins. So I put in 6 bananas, that's double. Then I put in 4 eggs, that's quadruple. And I put in 1 1/3 cup of milk, that's quadruple. So I'm stuck. Now I have to quadruple my banana muffins recipe. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have to use 12 bananas now. That's more bananas than I meant to use. And 4 pans of muffins. I'm stuck, guys. I've got to do it. 4 dozen muffins coming up.
Whenever I'm making muffins or waffles or pancakes, anything like that, I do about 1/3 whole wheat flour to 2/3 all-purpose flour. My bowl here is so full. It was pretty tricky to get this all mixed up to make this huge batch.
Okay, the trickiest part of that was definitely to not over stir this. So there's my recipe there on the iPad. Instead of just doing muffins, I thought, why don't I do 2 loaves? I'm glad I thought of that, because then I don't have to wait for these all to be done and do a second batch of muffins. So quadruple batch, we'll do 2 loaves, 24 muffins. My very first like freezer breakfast cooking video. Right after doing that video, I bought these because I said I need to get these silicone muffin liners, and I'll show you later as I pull them out. Like, they are just so easy, so nice, and they keep my muffin pans pretty clean. Pardon me.
Those are the banana cookies.
They're actually banana muffins. Honestly, when I was putting the sugar in, I thought that's about as much sugar as going cookies, but
banana
anyway.
chocolate chip cookies, and they're gonna be oatmeal cookies.
Nothing fancy for scooping out my muffin batter here. I'm just using a soup ladle, which works quite well just to make the muffins all kind of a uniform size. I did forget to show you guys at the end how easily these muffins just kind of peel out of the silicone liners, but believe me, if you do a lot of muffin baking or just anything in muffin tins, you will really enjoy having some silicone liners.
The muffins and loaves are in the oven there. The waffles are all done. It's only 10:30, so not too bad. Now I'm just gonna take a little break and wash up all these dishes from my baking here, and then we'll see what time it is after that and what I get to next. Well, I was gonna start washing all my baking dishes, but Elijah hasn't dried his dishes yet, and he wants to put them away before I get them all wet again by piling more dishes on top. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and start my next recipe. I was thinking of making the oatmeal raisin muffins like I told you guys at the beginning of this video, but now that I have 24 muffins and 2 loaves baking, I think I'm gonna leave off the muffins and I'm gonna make some protein balls. I haven't made protein balls in a good little while, and my kids love protein balls. They're good for a snack, they're good for breakfast. Often they'll have them for breakfast with a banana or maybe with some eggs. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and make those. I've never stuck them in the freezer before. We've always just eaten them, but I'm gonna make a good, probably double or triple batch, put them in the freezer, and we'll see how those turn out. Just getting out all my ingredients for these protein balls. Really annoying to find out that I'm out of honey. We had like the tiniest bit left in our honey jar, and this guy wants to be my helper today, don't ya? And I thought we had another jar of it in the pantry, but we don't. So we're also out of maple syrup, so I'm using brown sugar, which I wouldn't usually use, and I don't know how it'll be because it's not like the liquid. Hopefully it turns out okay.
So the recipe for making protein balls, or they're sometimes called energy bites, is super simple. The basic ingredients are peanut butter, honey, and oats, and then there are a lot of different ways you can play around with them. Some have protein powder. I'm just using chia seeds, vanilla, and raisins. Some people will add, or sometimes I will add chocolate chips, sometimes I add sliced almonds. It really can be changed. You can try lots of different recipes, but I'll make sure to link the recipe I used here today down below in my description.
So after this is all mixed, Simeon, it's gonna go in the fridge because we want this to be nice and cold. Yeah, and this pile is waiting to go out to the compost. Do you want to be my compost girl? Anyway, it's gonna go in the fridge, get nice and cold, and then once it's nice and cold, we'll roll them into balls. Thank you so much for being my helper. Oh, muffins are done. Okay, Okay, I feel like I'm not showing enough behind the scenes here. I've got two little boys at my feet. I think they're all hungry for lunch. Just getting all these balls rolled out. I think the loaves are done because the loaves are a lot, be careful, because the loaves are a lot bigger than the muffins, they need to bake for longer. And so, I just have to keep checking on them and seeing if they're done. But I think that is probably done now. It's still a little bit gooey. Okay, it'll go in for another few minutes. I also had to grab, Wesley is playing in the garbage. Wesley, no. Okay, that was a busy morning, but we've got 2 loaves, 24 muffins, a whole bunch of waffles. We're gonna have these for lunch as well here shortly. And then Charity's just helping me finish up all of the protein balls. So other than what we're gonna eat for lunch here, everything else is gonna get in the freezer. And Wesley's already over here chowing down on a waffle. What do you think? Is it good? The only bad thing that happened is I kind of burned my finger because I have a bad habit of just grabbing a tea towel to take things out of the oven instead of using an oven mitt. So, my own fault. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I am not looking forward to editing this. For whenever I do videos like this, I have like, I don't know, 30 or 40, maybe even 50, Wesley Calvin, minutes of footage that I have to edit and cut down and speed up and voiceover and all that fun stuff. But I'll get it edited, it'll be fun. But give it a thumbs up for all my effort that went into this video, and I will make sure to post my recipes down below in the description as well. Oh, there's Zara. I think this is your debut in this video today. Bye, Mommy. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.